Hello, you're watching Good Morning America, where I talk about topics, news, and things that are going on in the world. Why do we bring up difficult topics? Because they need to be talked about. This channel also focuses on the nation's fentanyl crisis. But today I'll be talking about retail theft, smash and grabs, and the flash style mob thefts. We'll be talking about this topic as it affects affordable shopping areas for the community. Remember to like, subscribe, and share as we have important topics such as this one and more. It's so critical for us to talk about it, and we will do so now. So there were laws or propositions that were passed, and then they were retracted after the devastating cost to society. We'll talk about what decriminalizing and recriminalizing laws did to the public and retailers. If you Google shoplifting in San Francisco, you'll find more than 100,000 hits, and you'll find lots of YouTube videos where you can watch a single thief or an entire gang. They walk into stores like Walgreens or CVS and they empty the shelves. Most of them, they'll walk in, they'll go about their pilfering and then walk out. Though at least one thief rode their bicycle into the store. And guess what? They departed the same way that they carefully navigated their bicycle down the narrow aisle to go out. It's getting ridiculous, and people don't know what to do when they see it. So the question is, why is shoplifting so rampant? Well, I think it's because the state law holds that stealing merchandise worth $950 or less is just a misdemeanor, which means that the law enforcement probably won't bother to investigate. These smash and grabs are crazy. When we see the types of things that are going on, how they're coming in and navigating their way so professionally. It's like they know exactly what they're going for and exactly what to steal, and they know where to exit, and they usually have an awaiting car. There are some people that will do this in broad daylight. They will continue to steal with bags and knapsacks at their side, and there's nothing much that the retailer can do. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, when we see this type of thing going on. So, what can a retailer do if this type of thing is just a misdemeanor? It's gotten crazy. This means that law enforcement probably won't bother to investigate, and if they do, the prosecutors will let it go. This $950 amount relates to each theft if the thief hits up more than one retailer. Yeah, you heard it. $950 for each retailer, even if the theft occurred on the same day. The people that have been asking for defunding the police, they don't really have to ask for it, because when these propositions are passed, there's nothing police can really do anyway. Therefore, it's difficult for the DA of any county to prosecute. At least that's the way it is in California. So I guess the question is, why won't store employees do anything about this theft? They just stand by. You see people on the ground, they're hiding, and nothing is being done about it. Well, it's sad, sad, sad to say that they don't want to take the risk. I doubt many would, knowing that a Rite Aid employee was murdered recently after trying to stop two thieves. Moreover, a confrontation within the store risks harming not only store staff, but also customers. They hide, they're scared to death. So employees are almost certainly instructed by their managers to do nothing. It's for their own safety. And it's not just stores, it's pharmacies too that are being ransacked. Recently, San Francisco's Neiman Marcus was targeted by thieves who had a hankering for designer handbags. They hit the purse department really hard. In some videos that you can watch on YouTube, you can see thieves one after another running out, sometimes up to 10 thieves, and they steal over $950 per thief because that's the misdemeanor limit. So, um, I think they're testing the waters and they're realizing what their limit is until they got good, and then they figured it out. They figured out how to steal more, and they turned this activity into the network. Then that $950 limit, they didn't care about it. They just kept getting more greedier and greedier. So that's what happened. And I think that the laws are going to change because it, um, it's gotten really, really bad and retailers are leaving. They're leaving the state, at least California, in droves. This kind of theft gives a whole new meaning to the term curbside pickup as they jump into their getaway vehicles. Curbside, they're waiting curbside and they're waiting for the thieves to run to the car. Okay. So if you are one of those who identify retailers from Walmart to Neiman Marcus with needless markups, you know what? It's got to happen. And you know why? Because those markups, they help cover the cost of theft insurance, the stolen goods, the merchandise that they're missing out on, costs that were passed on to those who choose to acquire merchandise the old fashioned way. We do it the old fashioned way. We pay for it. We pay for it with dollars. When we buy something, we pay for it. Some of these retailers have hired armed officers, in which some cases it might deter people to s- shop at that retailer. Sometimes you see an armed person at a retail store. Would you go in or would you hesitate? I guess that's my question. Um, that's why some of the bigger retailers, they don't have it. They don't wanna deter people from coming in and shopping and feeling comfortable. Makes Sometimes it makes people uncomfortable when they see an armed security guard. They're like, "Something's wrong here. I don't feel safe here." So they leave and shop elsewhere. We know that our Governor Newsom recently signed a new law in which shoplifting is actually a felony. Yeah, he signed it. And, even if it's below the $950 limit. So here we go, recriminalizing what they authorized in the first place. I don't know why they did it in the first place, but now they're retracting it. So that's the craziness of what happens in the real world. So it's if it's below the $950 limit, if, and that's a big if, the theft is part of an organized ring with the intent to sell the stolen goods. So it has to be proven that they have the intent to sell the stolen goods. Sadly, this may have little effect on shoplifting, given that most of these thefts are by individuals rather than groups. Just the one that's stealing the makeup and the gum and the meat, whatever it is they need to eat for the day, whatever makeup they need to put on to look glam. And so I think that most of the thefts are by individuals like that rather than groups. But hey, you know what? The groups are catching up. And it'll still be up to the police and prosecutors to charge these as felonies. What's needed is a change to the state law that makes shoplifting as much at a much lower dollar level. They need to make it a felony to provide adequate incentives to individuals not to commit these crimes. Let me know how it is in the county that you live in. Also, let me know how you feel about these blatant daytime smash and grabs. There are laws that are being retracted, and it's regarding the retail theft, but is it a little too late? Thank you for watching.